Hey guys, and welcome to the next video of the Random Watch Dude. Thanks for joining me on this hot summer's day here in Auckland. It's a bit breezy today as well, so you'll see a lot of activity in the background there. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing my GMT Master 2. This is the Batgirl. And this actually leads me quite nicely onto the topic of this video today, which is the value paradox. So this is another follow-up video. I made a video just recently under the Watch Collecting Madness series. Part 3 was called the value paradox, where I talked about the concept that we appear to be, or most of us, normal people, not the special ones, but most of us normal people appear to be in a position where we're happy to spend as little as we possibly can on things that we really need, essential things like gas for the car, baked beans for me, for my my sustenance, and the home brand milk, and also things like when you go shopping for furniture, or TVs, for example, because you want a new TV for your wall, you tend. And you kind of need that, don't you? You need your TV and you need your sofa. And you're not going to sit on the floor in your lounge, are you? You're going to buy a nice sofa for your lounge. It's something you need, something that you have to have in your life. We're quite happy to spend as little as we possibly can get away with for those items. But when it comes to wristwatches, particularly with luxury wristwatches, we want to spend as much as we can. We want to blow the budget. We want to spend every cent that we've got in our savings account. And just on that, guys, never borrow money to buy a watch, okay? Please just keep that in mind. Never borrow money to buy a watch. Only ever buy what you can actually afford, that you have money in the bank for, and you don't need to buy anything else. But the reality is, guys, with most of us watch collectors, we want to spend every dollar we possibly can on that wristwatch, and as little as we can on some of the more essential things in life. Now, I had a few interesting comments in the feedback section, in the comments section to the video, and I've also put a lot of thought into this since I made the video. And I think I've come up with the reason, and it's not necessarily a reason that you're all going to agree with, but I think I've come up with the reason why some of you guys out there are happy to drop an awful lot of money, and in some cases pay more than the retailer is asking for a wristwatch that has a cartoon dog on the face, or worse still, is a plastic copy of a watch that has a cartoon dog on the face. How about that? The reason we're happy to do that, guys, I'm going to call it vanity, and it's not an admission that I'm happy to make, or that I'm proud. Certainly not proud to make, but I'm going to call it vanity. I'm going to say that the reason a lot of you guys are prepared to drop all that money on that watch is because you're vain. And that also applies to myself as well. I think we've got to accept the fact here, guys, is that we're actually quite concerned about other people's perception of us, aren't we, as human beings? And this is a human thing, right? This is not just this is not just about walking into the local pub or the local golf club or whatever it is, and and flashing off your GMT Master to your mates. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about vanity in terms of how you feel about yourself, and that's really important as well. I'd like to think that I can have my opinion on this adjusted, and that my vanity can be dealt with, and that I can maybe believe in some form of religion, let's say, which enables me to stop yearning for the materialistic things in life. So I was thinking, hey, let's take a look at a religion potentially, which I can use as an example. To get me out of this rut of being really vain about people's perception of me, which therefore encourages me to spend all this money on a watch that I really don't need, and it's actually quite silly. So I thought, hey, Buddhism. Buddhism's a fantastic religion, isn't it? Because it extols the virtues of conservatism and relieving yourself of all the material wealth that you have, and just focusing on the inward, and being as good a person as you can possibly be, and trying to live on as little as you possibly can. And so lo and behold, guys, I started to do a little bit of maybe Googling about Buddhism, and of course it doesn't take you long to get to the Dalai Lama. So I started looking at just the life history of the Dalai Lama quite recently. And bugger me, the Dalai Lama wears a Rolex. Honestly, guys, I was stunned. Now, a lot of you might know this because I've since found out through a bit more googling that some of the big, watch press channels on the internet, like Fratello, for example, they've done, they've done some, some summaries of the Dalai Lama's watch collection. Can you believe it? The Dalai Lama has a Swiss luxury wristwatch collection. He's got a Patek Philippe. He's got at least 2 Rolexes. He's got a day date, a gold day date, and he's got a 2-tone Datejust, and he is regularly seen wearing these watches in public. So there's me thinking, oh, I'm a terrible, sinful person for spending as much money as I possibly can on Rolex watches when I should be spending it on other more important things that I actually need. I look up to people like the Dalai Lama, who extol the virtues of keeping a very low-key, low materialistic civilization. What do I find? He's walking around with a bloody Rolex Datejust on, and his robes and his sandals, and a bloody 2-tone Datejust. I mean, guys, we're all buggered, aren't we? I mean, if that's what we've got to look up to, if we're looking at how can I put it? A role model, for living a less materialistic life and prioritising the right things. Our role model, apparently, is the Dalai Lama, who wears a 2-tone Datejust and a day date, a solid gold day date. I mean, guys, I'm now at the stage now where I'm thinking, well, we're all just doomed, aren't we?